This is the general audio for looking at the sky in Washington, D.C. Here we are on 7th Street looking east towards the state capitol building, and we can rotate around. This is a wonderful program called Stellarium, and we can face the west, which you can see here in the middle of the screen uh, above the Key of Sol, the Washington Monument, which is slightly offset from west. And this is March 21st, the equinox at sunset, and these are the constellations that are in the sky just after sunset. So at about 9 o'clock, some of my favorite constellations are in the sky. Taurus, the bull, and Orion, the hunter. Taurus has the bright star Aldebaran, and Orion has several bright stars. The most notable are Betelgeuse and Rigel. Betelgeuse and Aldebaran are both red stars, so when you go out at night and you see them, they actually look red. On the back of the bull is the Pleiades, which is the cluster of stars to the right of Aldebaran. Aldebaran is also part of a star cluster. It's an open cluster, and it makes the face of the bull, which is shaped like a V. The famous part of Orion is you see the Orion belt, the 3 stars in a row, and then below it is the sword, and the second star in the sword is the famous Orion Nebula, which we've seen beautiful pictures of from the Hubble Space Telescope. June 21st, midsummer, which is the shortest night of the year, also the longest day of the year. Let's see what happens right after sunset. About 8 o'clock after sunset, you'll see setting Leo the lion, which looks like a backwards question mark. Leo also has a red star called Regulus, which is supposedly the heart of the lion. It's the brightest star that you see there in Leo. And there's the shape of the backwards question mark, which makes the mane of the lion. Looking west in the fall, about 8 o'clock at night, September 21st, you see the constellation Ursa Major, also known as the Big Dipper, and the constellation Bootes. And if you follow the arc of the tail of the Ursa Major, it arcs to the brightest star in Bootes, which is called Arcturus. So this has been a mnemonic way of memorizing where Arcturus is. You just follow the arc of the Big Dipper's tail to Arcturus. Here we are in Washington, D.C. in winter, December 21st, the shortest day of the year, the longest night of the year. As we watch the sunset, the constellations are setting, and we see what's a prominent summer configuration. During the summer, it's very high in the sky, but in the winter, you see it just after sunset. And here we have Aquila the eagle, Lyra, and Cygnus the swan. And those 3 constellations have their brightest stars, which are Altar, Vega, and Deneb, make what's called the summer triangle. But here in the winter, it's low in the sky, and you can see all 3 of those bright stars. And the other thing that's very dramatic about the night sky, which is hard to see in urban environments, is you can see the Milky Way. The Milky Way passes between Altar and Vega. From Washington, D.C., if you face west towards the National Monument, you should be able to see these prominent bright stars that I've shown you for spring, summer, fall, and winter, even though it's an urban environment. These stars are particularly bright. Going out on the mall after sunset at various times of the year is another way to enjoy our national capital, Washington, D.C.